A very good afternoon to respected sir and my dear fellow friends sitting here. Myself Prasad and we are here to speak about the future of aerospace engineering. So in this session we are going to enlighten about a future of aerospace engineering, history and about some achievements and events that occurred during this session. And finally we would like also tell about few famous personalities who were most popular for their works in aerospace industry. So before directly jumping into the topic, let me give you a brief introduction about aerospace engineering. So if you think aerospace engineering is only about rockets and space, you're totally mistaken. Aerospace engineering is about the designing of aircrafts and spacecrafts too. So it is about the aerial ways within Earth and the space invasions too. So from the first flight of Wright brothers at Katy Perry to the recent jaw-dropping modern advancements, our aerospace engineering has been shaped in many ways. So upon coming into 20th century, there have been many revolutions. Many visionaries like Igor Skirasky, Howard Hughes have given many accomplishments to make a mankind fly in air. By 21st century, almost of a human have reached the skies. So it gave us a communication. It gave us a linking between communications of people living in various parts of this world. So before it is difficult to know what is happening in the one side of the earth and with respect to the other side. Now we will be able to know what is happening in the one side of the world. One side, we may know what is the timeline, we may know what is happening there, we may know the news updates, we know about the inventions, we can know what they are up to, and they can know what we are up to. Thank you.
So now let us soar into the future of aviation with supersonic and hypersonic flights. Supersonic flights traveling at a speed twice the speed of sound, breaking the barrier of wind. Now imagine hypersonic flights, promising an even more faster travel. Supersonic flights have created history by shrinking long rides like a magic carpet ride. Hypersonic flights take the step a little further. Hypersonic flights have even made all of us realize the potential for traveling at higher speeds. But all these advancements though come with challenges. That is the materials that are required to travel at high temperatures and even the engines that are required to propel at high intensities. These technologies have the potential to revolutionize the global transportation system. They have even play a vital role in advancing the connections and trade at a global level. In the quest for faster and more efficient travel, supersonic and hypersonic flights hold the key. It is not only about the speed, but about the human's ambitions and aspirations to conquer the higher frontiers in the sky. We conquer the higher frontiers of the sky.
I agree with Srilata, and I would like to extend the discussion by talking about the stationary technology. Stationary technology involves the design, launch, and operations of artificial satellites for various purposes. Satellites orbit the Earth and providing critical services such as communication, weather forecasting, navigation, and scientific research. Satellites can be classified into communication satellites, weather forecasting satellites, navigation satellites, and Earth observation satellites. Firstly, communication satellites. Communication satellites facilitate global telecommunication by relaying the signal between ground stations. Weather forecasting satellites. Weather satellites monitoring atmospheric conditions and aiding in weather forecasting and disaster management. Navigation satellites, like those in GPS systems, enable positioning and navigation. Earth observation satellites capture data for scientific research and resource management. Satellites are launched into specific orbits, and advancements of miniaturization and cost reduction led to increase in the number of small satellites and mega constellations, and continue to shape the evolving landscape of satellite technologies.
Yes, I agree with you. Now I want to tell how World War L are related to aerospace engineering. World War One and World War Two had a significant impact on development of aerospace engineering by contributing to development of military aircrafts, military operations. During these wars, there was a rapid evolution in aircraft technology driven by military needs. Notable advancements during these eras include transition from biplanes to monoplanes and development of jet engines. This wartime urgency accelerated research and development, which laid foundation for modern aerospace engineering. And we can see how aerospace engineers worked tirelessly to improve and design aircrafts and making them faster and capable of carrying heavier payloads. It is so fascinating to see how aerospace engineers worked for development of aircrafts, and they paved the way for further innovations. It is these advancements not only influenced the outcomes of battle but also laid the foundation for future aerospace developments.
I agree with Mamisha, and I want to continue the session by talking about international collaboration. International collaboration also plays a major role in aerospace engineering. International collaboration is essential for climate monitoring, for deep space exploration, to reduce the cost effectiveness, to accelerate technological advancements, etc. International collaboration has many prime examples like ISS, which stands for International Space Station, includes many space agencies like NASA from US, JAXA from Japan, ESA from Europe, and CSA from Canada, and ISRO from India. So these combined joint efforts of these space agencies produce more and more efficient scientific researchers and advancement in technological and advancements in aerospace technologies. So, due to rapid increase in private space agencies, international collaboration is likely to evolve.
I agree with Dikshita, and I would like to extend the topic about early pioneers exploring the beginning of aeronautic engineering. They contributed so many, like Wright brothers contributed so much to the beginning of aerospace engineering. Advancing in achievements is well developed than now. It's very important for so many people for their dreams, retrying success, failures, and their achievements. Their all contributions are added to their advancement in technology of aerospace engineering. And over the period of time, Earth history, there are so many scientists have contributed their intelligence to aerospace engineering. Like some of the named are Robert and Lawrence Nimbunaran and Lee Leonard and other scientists.
The space race was a competition between United States and Soviet Union during the Cold War to achieve significant milestones in space exploration. The competition between these two superpowers spurred rapid advancement in space exploration and technology. The space race officially began with the launch of Soviet nation of Sputnik 1 on October 4, 1957. This was the first artificial human satellite, and it became the world's attention. The achievements of Soviet Union has raised spurs in the US nations. Like Yuri Gagarin, the first human in space in the year 1961, and the woman first in space, Valentina, in 1963. The US was not quite close to the achievements of the Soviet. The President John F. Kennedy set an ambitious goal to land an American on the moon in the end of 1960s. The Apollo mission, which played a major role in the space exploration of US nation, has landed the first humans on the space, such as Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin, the first and second human space in the space.
The jet age is a time when
when aeroplanes use
Now I'm going to tell about space shuttle era. First of all, what is space shuttle? The space shuttle is a partially reusable spacecraft system, which is partially reusable spacecraft system.
Yeah, up to now we are moving with great personalities in the history of aerospace engineering. Now I want to tell about Werner von Braun, sir, who is a German and aerospace engineering and space architect. He is the leading face in rocket technology and later a pioneer of rocket and space technology in the United States. He worked as a aerospace project manager and NASA engineering project program manager, chief architect. As a young man, Werner von Braun worked in Germany's rocket development program. He helped in development of and designing the aircrafts. He developed the V2 rocket, the V2 rocket became the first artificial object that enters into the space. And later, he developed many rockets that launched in the United States. His first space satellite is Explorer 1 in 1958. He received National Medal of Science and he achieved Golden Plate Award of an American Academy in 1975. He is also described by this as father of space travel, and he is also known as father of rocket science.
Now I want to talk about Kalpana Chawla. Kalpana Chawla was born on March 17, 1961 in Karnal, India. She pursued a degree in aeronautical engineering in India before moving to the United States to further her studies. She pursued a Master's of Degree and PhD in Aerospace Engineering from the University of Colorado. Kalpana Chawla joined NASA in 1994 and she became the first woman of Indian origin in space. Her first space shuttle was launched in 1997 and tragically on Feb 1, 2003 during STS-107, the space shuttle disintegrated on re-entry on Earth, claiming the lives of Kalpana Chawla and other 6 crew members. Kalpana Chawla's achievements continue as the determination and the symbol to break the barriers of space exploration.
I would like to speak about Abdul Kalam. Abdul Kalam was born at 15th October 1931. After completing his graduation at Madras Institute of Technology, he contributed his life to making missiles making and making India as a power in the nuclear power. And he was joined at DRDO at 1948. He was the first. He was worked as for making his first satellite Aryabhatta which was launched at 1975, and that was the first rocket which was made by entire India. And after that he was transferred to ISRO, and he worked for making the first Indian rocket SLV-3 for launching into orbits. And his early work made him later success now. He becomes most famous scientist and well known leader in India, and he became 11th president of India, and he also known as Missile Man of India, and he become missile man because he contributed his life for making missiles like BrahMos and other Agni 1.
So it's really great to know about such great personalities. But before knowing about them, do any one of you know who is the first one who paved this road? If no, I would like to speak about him. So now I would like to tell about Sir George Cayley, the first and foremost person to give the idea of aerospace engineering. So he was known as the father of aerospace and aeronautical engineering. So before directly jumping into rockets and satellites, what was the first thing? It was a piloted glider. It was an invention of Sir George Cayley. So he was born. He was a sixth baronet in the United Aristocrat. So even being born into such baronet family, he was dignified, and he made many revolutions. Studied in the same convent where Poor was studied. So he was an English inventor, philosopher. He was mainly known for his inventions of piloted glider, the glider that we see in movies, etc. We know that Paris is famous for sky gliding. That sky glider is a developed version of the piloted glider developed by Sir George. Do you guys believe me that a 19-year-old guy got an idea of a human flying in air? Then you really need to trust me, guys. It was Sir George Cayley, when he was 19, he discovered about the pivoted glider. You know, it's really great idea that one can get at a very young age of 19 years. It was proved by his notebooks that were kept in Royal Aeronautical Museum, where his notebooks of his higher education, there was drawings of pivoted glider and its mechanism. So there are many more even after Sir George Cayley, but no, like even the White brothers, the Wilbur Wright said that no one in the centuries made this aerospace engineering into a peak. It was Sir George Cayley who reached it into the height, and even after 100 years after Sir George Cayley, it was never reached to that height.
Yes, I want to discuss about first man on the moon, Neil Armstrong. Neil Armstrong was US pioneering astronaut and an aeronautical engineer. Neil Armstrong was born on August 5th in 1930. He pursued his graduation in aeronautical engineering at Purdue University. He worked as midshipman in 1945, and in 1950 he worked as test pilot. In 1962 he joined in NASA, and in 1966 he made his first space flight in the mission named Gemini 8. In 1969, on July 20, he made his second space flight in the mission Apollo 11. He stepped onto the moon by saying famous words. Those words are, "That's one small step for man is one big step for mankind." In 1971, he resigned to NASA, and he continued as a professor to teach aeronautical engineers. And in 2012, he passed away due to bypass surgery complications.
I'm going to talk about Elon Musk. Elon Musk was a South African. He was born on June 28, 1971. He was born on June 28, 1997. He was the founder and co-founder and chairman and CEO of SpaceX, Angel Investment, and other companies like Tesla. He went to the University of Pretoria and later to the University of Pennsylvania, in which he attended the degree of Physics and Economics. SpaceX, it is also known as Space Exploration Technologies Corporation. It is an ambitious goal to reduce the space transportation cost and enabling the colonization of Mars. And its main vision is to make space traveling more accessible. So, Elon Musk wanted to become the one and only because he wanted to make it possible by only his way. SpaceX became his way to make it more possible. In 2002, he found it. He was a multi-billionaire in the world, coming across to the Bill Gates. SpaceX is an organization which is privately founded and received many milestones such as Falcon, Starship spacecraft, and Dragon. which has docked the International Space Station in 2012. He was also known as the star billionaire who had founded the Solar. He is known for his dedication and hard work. Elon Musk is also known for his multi-years dedication. SpaceX is the foundation which is solely founded, and he later went into the co-founder of Tesla and latterly becoming the largest investor in Tesla. He also made a payment website such as XCOM, which is used to online payments in the year 1996.
Satish Dhawan, a famous aerospace engineer widely regarded as father of experimental fluid dynamics research in India. The Space Center, Sriharikota range, widely was renamed as Sriharikota Space Center because in memory of the Professor Satish Dhawan. In 1972, Professor Satish Dhawan became the chairman of ISRO, and one of his most notable achievement is successful launch of PSV program, and the ultimate success in this launch is successful launch of PSL-3 by launching Rohini 3 satellite in orbit. For his dedication, he was awarded the Padma Bhushan and Padma Vibhushan.
I'm going to tell about the greatest personality in the aerospace engineering, who was named as R.V. Allen. R.V. Allen was an aeronautical engineer and director of NASA Ames Research Center. Who was noted for his popular blunt body theory, which solved the popular blunt body theory for atmospheric re-entry vehicles. He was fully interested in the aerodynamics and dynamics research. When the US is interested in designing the ballistic missiles, he done research on dynamics and proposed the blunt body theory, which solved the. Thank you.
Now I would like to introduce you all to one of the greatest engineer in aerospace engineering, that is R.J. Michel Spitfire. He was born on 20 May 1895. He was a British aircraft designer who worked for an aviation company called the Supermarine Spitfire. He was best known for designing racing seaplanes. When it comes to his nature, he was by nature a reserved and a modest person. He had an introverted personality and disliked presenting papers. According to one of the members of his department, he spoke nothing unless there was something worth saying. That is the reason why he was not known to many people or the general public until his death. When it comes to his journey, he in the beginning worked as a locomotive engineer after his high school, along with studying engineering and mathematics parallelly. Later in his life, he joined the Supermarine company, that is an aviation company, and was appointed as the chief engineer there. After 7 years of rigorous hard work, he became the technical engineer there, and during his journey, he created 24 aircrafts that included flying boats, bombers, and fighters. The quality of the flying boats he created established him as the foremost engineer during his time. One of the best fighters he created during that time included that of the iconic Supermarine Spitfire and the Second World War fighter. The Second World War fighter he created was responsible for the victory of Britain in the Battle of Britain. Later in his life, he had to undergo a surgery for the treatment of rectal cancer. After he got treated, he joined back to the work and earned his pilot's license. But very soon, he was forced to leave his work due to the reoccurrence of cancer. After his death, his obituary was published in the Royal Aeronautical Society, describing him as brilliant and one of the great aerospace engineers. And the society paid tribute to him by saying that he was quiet and subtle, and he had an intuitive for grasping all the essential, getting to a point and staying there.
Now would like to enlighten about some events and achievements occurred during the year 1960s. In 1960s, Echo 1 was a partial communication satellite launched on March 12, 1960. And Tiras 1 is the first weather satellite launched on November 9, 1960. In 1961, a 3-year-old chimpanzee named Ham rocketed into the space on MR2 program, and a 5-year-old chimpanzee had the 2-orbit ride on MA5. In 1968, Apollo 8 was the first human flight orbited the moon, and Apollo 7 was the first manned mission that orbited the Earth for 11 days. And now coming to 1969, Apollo 11 was the first historical mission that landed the first humans on the surface of the moon. Astronauts Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin are the first and second persons that landed on the surface of the moon. It was launched by NASA on July 20, 1969, and Concorde is a supersonic passenger jet. The first flight of the Concorde was launched in November 20, 1969.
Now I am going to tell about the achievements done in the year 1970s. Coming to 1970s, December 16, Venera 7 becomes the first craft to land on Venus. And coming to 1971, November 3rd, the first soft landing on Mars is done by the Soviet nation. And coming to 1972, December 3rd, last Apollo mission to moon ends. 1974, first flyby by past Jupiter is done by the first spacecraft. And 1975, the first human joint Soviet and US nations artificial satellite is done. And in the year 1976, Viking 7 makes the historical research of orbiting a planet successfully.
In 1980, Solar Maximum mission was the first satellite to study the sun in detail, and in 1982, STS space shuttle was the first operational space shuttle to be launched, and in 1983, STS-5 was the first satellite to be launched, and in 1985, the Soviet Union announced that they are going to launch a new space shuttle, and in 1986, Vladimir and Trent Bolt was completed their 1-year-long flight in space, and in 1989, NASA has their first encounter with Neptune.
Now I'm going to tell about the remarkable achievements in aerospace engineering during the transformative period 1990s. First of all, one of the most notable achievement is ISS in launched in 1998 in the International Space Station. The International Space Station, it served as a platform for scientific researchers, scientific researchers, technological experiments, and exploration of space and exploration there. And also in 1990s, Hubble Space Telescope was introduced, was launched, which has provided humanity with distant galaxies and with pictures of distant galaxies, and which helped us in advancing our understanding about the space,
The events and achievements over the 2000 decade is in 2000, Excel 35B achieves its first sustainable orbit, and in 2001, Polyvaker became the first woman to circumnavigate the globe in a small plane via Pacific Ocean route that took her to Australia. And in 2002, NASA sends its last message to Deep Space One, ending its 3-year mission to test its high-risk and advanced space technology to capture the best images ever taken of a comet. In 2003, after 30 years in space, NASA sends the last message to the Earth. In 2004, Boeing delivered Shanghai Airlines which is equal to one aeroplane flying continuously for 4,000 years, is really unbelievable. And in 2005, the first successful flight test of a hypersonic scramjet engine in Australia, which burns hydrogen fuel, takes place. In 2006, the NASA set a remarkable to largest balloon successfully launched. In 2008, World Space Management marks the year one full year continuously as the international human presence in orbit. In last 2010, NASA
Yes, I would like to agree with what my friend has said, and I would like to add on by saying that 2000 to 2010 era has indeed achieved new heights. NASA sent 2 rovers called the Spirit and Opportunity to Mars to explore the Martian surface so that we could get to know more about the surface there. At the same time, many new the ISS called the Indian Space Station got bigger and better. Many new components were added to it, turning it into a huge space lab where scientists from all around the world could come and work together. The composite materials have revolutionized the aircraft system, making the flights more lighter and efficient. The SpaceX Falcon became the first private jet to enter into the orbit, proving that even private companies could play a major role in aeronautical engineering. Our flight during those years went into the space really fast, and this was indeed a great achievement to all of us, as it has inspired many folks out there to get involved and get interested more into the space exploration. The Dreamliner took its first flight, and it was super fuel efficient, and it has inspired many flights designs for the future. All these achievements has not only led to our better understanding, but also led to the betterment of the future. All these achievements has opened the door for all of us to explore more about the universe in the future.
Yes, Boeing 787 Dreamliner has more efficiency in fuel and more passenger and enhancement of passenger comfort. In 2012, SpaceX's Falcon 9 was launched. It is the first commercial vehicle to transport cargo to ISS. Next, in 2012, Curiosity rover on Mars was launched to study about Martian surface and history about the past life on Mars. In 2013, MAVEN, Martian Atmosphere and Volatile Evolution, was launched to study about Martian atmosphere and climatic conditions, etc. In 2015, New Horizons Pluto flyby was launched. It is a flyby to Pluto which provided unprecedented images of dwarf planet. In 2019, SpaceX's reusable rocket landings was introduced successfully to reduce the cost efficiency. And in 2019, commercial crew program was introduced to make significant changes in transportation of aerospace.
I should some of the achievements done in 2021. At Jan 4th, SpaceX launches their Boeing Turkish constant 5A Falcon 9 rocket, help of carrying communication satellite for Turkish base. At Jan 28th, SpaceX again launches 60 Starlink satellites into orbit. At Feb 14th, they send 30 Starlink satellites for getting boost up for boosting. At February 15th, China launches a satellite with the help of military purpose from Chingcheng Space Center. At March 21st, India Polar Launch Vehicle launches a Brazil satellite into orbit. At March 18th, US accepted their first Boeing F-15HV into air trials. At April 4th, 2021, US flight LOW completes the sea trial at Arabic Sea with the help of aircraft carrier.
So I would like to summarize all these achievements into 3 parts. So if we talk about aerospace engineering, it can be divided into 3 parts: the Sputnik series, the Apollo mission, and the Chandrayaan programming. So firstly, coming into Sputnik series, totally of 2 Sputnik satellites were sent into orbits of Earth. So the Sputnik 1 being the first artificial satellite to orbit the Earth. So it was a great achievement until then. So it has given about the atmosphere. It has given more about information about the atmosphere. So the Sputnik 2 satellite was mainly it carried the first dog, like a street dog in Russian, into the space for the first time in 1958. So coming into the Apollo mission, Apollo missions are very popular for setting first man on the moon. So during the Apollo mission 11, Neil Armstrong set his foot on the moon, making mankind proud. So like his famous words like a small step taken by a man is a great step taken by this mankind. And coming into Chandrayaan 3, what can I say about our own Indian space launches? So coming into Chandrayaan 1, it was launched in 2009. It was a 2-year program, but due to its lack of tensile strength, it was only lasted for 312 days. But it has given many more information about moon what we don't know till then. So coming into Chandrayaan 2, Chandrayaan 2 has a very great landing, but it failed to move around the topography of moon. Coming into Chandrayaan 3, so as an Indian, I'm very proud that we were the first country to reach moon's south pole. So Chandrayaan series not only make us the first country to land on moon's south pole, but also makes us the 4th country to land on the moon. So Chandrayaan lander is known as Vikram and Chandrayaan rover is known as Pragyan. So in Chandrayaan series, we have came to know about many topographical things about moon and about the chemical composition of moon, and even about the composition of water in moon surface.
People have many queries and doubts about aerospace engineering. I want to clarify one among all the questions. So the question is that, is aeronautical engineering and aerospace engineering same? No, they are not same. They are related but 2 distinct fields. Aeronautical engineering is basically the aircraft which operate within the Earth's atmosphere, like airplanes, helicopters, etc. Coming to aerospace engineering is the spacecraft which focuses on design and development of spacecraft which operates beyond the Earth's atmosphere. So this is the difference.
So many people are doubtful about how their career is going to be after choosing aerospace engineering. Aerospace engineering offers diverse career opportunities, ranging from creating of airplanes and spacecrafts to cutting-edge technologies. Aerospace engineering leads to the development in aerodynamics as well as space exploration. Aerospace engineering with the with the increase in demand for sustainable and efficient air travel, many new technical engineers are required in this field, and moreover, with the aerospace engineers have started developing the aircrafts that are suitable for the environment, so that less damage is caused to the environment due to the aircraft. With the opening of space industry, many new job opportunities are opened, like the satellite design, mission planning, and space exploration. Aerospace engineering not only offers diverse career opportunities in these fields, but even the private institution, the government sectors, and the research sectors, they also can find job opportunities in these sectors as well. Even the emerging technology, that is the drone technology, this field also gives opportunities for aerodynamic engineers. The scope in this field extends beyond the traditional engineering. Pursuing a career in aerospace engineering is personally fulfilling and is extremely promising, as it allows the individuals to be at the forefront of imagination and creativity, and also helps the country to be for the development of the nation. It helps the peoples to know about their dreams and contribute to this economy.
So, I would like to ask a question. As we all know, the common challenge faced by not only aeronautical engineering but every engineering. Every youth wants a software or a computer-based job. So many are only going for CSC or a core-based subject. So, what about aerospace or aeronautical engineering?
Yes, I agree with your question. Most of us youth are attracted to CSC and core subjects of CSC. Nobody interested in aeronautical engineering because of the lack of knowledge of what will they get at aeronautical engineering. And in CSC are more given most jobs, and most jobs are available in CSC rather than aerospace engineering. And there are so many lack of colleges for aerospace engineering, and there are only top colleges for IITs and other NARF ranked colleges are given top jobs for aerospace engineering.
Yes, I agree with you. And I want to solve a common doubt for all. What if no jobs after aerospace engineering? If you study aerospace engineering but you can't find job, don't worry. The aerospace engineering can offer multiple career paths, and there are many opportunities in aerospace engineering. You can explore jobs in related areas like research and defense, and your aerospace engineering background can be valuable in these sectors by offering you chances to explore and you approach your knowledge in different contexts. And you might also consider learning new skills or pursuing higher education. Your aerospace engineering background can be used for innovative solutions. And you also, why can't you do in alternative engineering fields? At the end of your life, through the all life, your aerospace engineering background can serve as a strong foundation for dynamic and rewarding career. I want to conclude this answer by raising a question. It saddens me to ask this question, but I have to ask: is aerospace engineering is only for men? Can anybody answer?
So even Francesca had to answer this question. No, aerospace engineering is not only for men. 18% of the aerospace engineers are women, and remaining 82% are men. So only 18%, you may ask me, only 18% are women? Yes, sadly only 18% are women. So women are not only homemakers, but also they can make the world change. During World War II, when all the men were part of soldiers were hurt, most of them lost their lives or lost their hands, legs, are unable to work. Women came out of their house to earn the money, earn the living. They took care of both their husbands and the children, and even they worked for them. So Even aerospace or aeronautical engineering might be difficult, but with passion and zeal, not only men but also women are eligible, and many special reservations are made for women. So, I would like to conclude this session by summarizing all the points that we have spoken till now. So, firstly, we have talked about different parts like space exploration, jet age, early explorers, etc. Secondly, we discussed about famous personalities who have given their great accomplished works for aerospace engineering. Thirdly, we discussed about the achievements and events that occurred throughout the aerospace engineering. So, in conclusion, I would like to say aerospace and aeronautical engineering, not on aerospace and aeronautical engineering history and advancements both depend on humans' investment, perseverance, and unsatisfied nature to know the unknown. So, till now we have learned most, and our future generation will definitely reach many more accomplishments and many more stars. Thank you.